It's Chris Smith time. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith, and Blackie Humphrey, Hector Angel Shadow Rascal Godfrey Gladstone III. And we are here because we are reviewing La Cage aux Folles, which is currently playing, at the Pasadena Playhouse in beautiful Pasadena, California. Now, I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and I recorded a video, but I didn't air it because I thought it was rather negative. But I'm going to try and be as positive as possible about this show. So, as you know, La Cage, as we like to call it, is based on the 1973 French play, which became the 1979 French film, La Cage aux Folles, and then the 1983 musical, La Cage aux Folles. Music and lyrics by Jerry Herman, book by Harvey Fierstein, and it won 6 Tonys, including the Tony for Best Musical, Best Book of a Musical by Harvey Fierstein, and Best Original Score of Jerry Herman. So La Cage was very important in the 80s because it was very rare to have a nice, positive gay representation. The 80s were very difficult for gay people, and this was a show about love, about family, long-lasting relationship, parents, same-sex parents of a son. So many things going on there. One of the show's songs, I Am What I Am, became a big gay anthem. So this show has a lot of history, and we admire that. Now, I always had problems with La Cage, but only because I find the son so unlikable. You know the story, everyone. You saw it in the birdcage that was done. Look, as I desperately reach for my copy of The Birdcage. This is the American version of La Cage aux Folles that starred Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, and Diane Wiest. A lot of you probably saw that and didn't necessarily see the French film La Cage aux Folles. But yes, so I always had problems with the son, who in the La Cage is called Jean-Michel. That's right, Jean-Michel. Because he's so mean, he wants his fathers to pretend, well, his father is George, and his mother is Alban. I always have such problems pronouncing their names. Because I don't speak French, and I don't speak French names very well. But yes, so he wants them to, well, he wants his mother, Alban, who's really his father's husband, to hit the road for the evening because the son is bringing home his fiancée, Anne, and her very conservative parents. He wants his birth mother to pretend to be his actual mother, who raised him. And it makes the son character so unlikable. And even in the movie, I love me some Dan Futterman, but even though he comes around at the end, and he does in the original, of course, I just cannot forgive what he puts them through. I'm sorry. I just think that's a very big issue. That what he's asking them to do, and it's a slap in the face, and I can't get over it. They may have but I can't do it. And that's one of the reasons I've always had trouble with this show. Now, I saw the 2005 revival, which won the Tony for Best Musical Revival. This is the one that had Gary Beach and Daniel Davis from The Nanny in it. And you know, it was good. It was fine. And then there was a 2010 revival again that had Kelsey Grammer in it. I didn't get to see that one. That was during the period when I hadn't gone to New York, because there was a big long period where I couldn't go to New York because this bitch was broke. And anyway, but back to La Cage at the Pasadena Playhouse. Now I went with my friend Rob, and because we were very excited because it has Cheyenne Jackson starring in it. And Kevin Cahoon, Broadway's Cheyenne Jackson and Broadway's Kevin Cahoon. Cheyenne plays George, and Kevin Cahoon plays Alban, and Zaza, which is the drag name that Alban goes by. You know, they own the La Cage aux Folles nightclub, which does a drag review, and Zaza is the star attraction. And in the original, the drag performers, the La Cages, are glamorous, and it's supposed to be all about the illusion, how you can't tell that these beautiful women are actually men in drag. But this version, this production, directed by Sam Pinkleton, who was the director of Oh Mary, which is currently on Broadway, about Mary Todd Lincoln. It's got a lot of buzz, and I really would love to go see it. And you know, I don't think I'm going to get to go. And the star, Cole, is it Colascola? Let me look. Yes, Colascola. So they are leaving the show, Cole, and being replaced sometime in the coming months. So I'm not going to get to see them in the show. But so Sam Pinkleton's the director of that, and Sam Pinkleton also directed that version of Head Over Heels, the Go-Go's musical that was at the Pasadena Playhouse a few years ago that I did not like. I love the Go-Go's, but I just didn't like. And Sam did a marvelous thing with the theater, turning it into like a dance club. I don't go to dance clubs, so of course we sat upstairs. And it was impressive. All the seats were taken out. They made the downstairs like a big dance club. The performers mingled with the crowd. It was impressive. I thought it was a little garish. It did some gender swapping stuff, and Leah Delaria played the king, and I just didn't like that production. See my other review. Now in this, I thought it was garish. I did not like the look of it. I didn't like the costuming. I didn't like the scenic design. I thought it was bright colored. Lime green and other weird neon colors. Now, I did love Cheyenne Jackson. Cheyenne Jackson is in excellent voice and body in this production. And here's Cheyenne with Kevin Cahoon playing the happy couple. I didn't necessarily think they had the greatest chemistry. I didn't necessarily believe their love. I'm trying to find some of those production pictures that will show you what it looked like. Okay, here's one. The lighting and color and sets I did not like. The day glow colors. I mean, it hurt my eyes. And the La Cages, are they just the Cages? Well, anyway, I didn't think that they were glamorous drag queens. They were sort of a little over the top for me. Maybe I'm too conservative to I mean, are these glamorous illusions? But I mean, he is going for something different, the director. And it's certainly different. But the singing of, the cast is fine. And Cheyenne Jackson, for me, was the reason to go. Here's the rest of the cast. I mean, we had George Salazar in it. We had Shannon Purser, who plays Anne in the show. And, Caitlin Burry, my coworker, at an undisclosed workplace, reminded me that she played Barb, Shannon Purser, in Stranger Things. I was very upset when Barb got killed. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the first season. But anyway, so that was exciting that I got to see her. I mean, the cast, I'm sure they had fun. Paul Vogt, I don't know how to say his name, who would always do Mrs. Garrett in things like the rerun show and other things. I mean, some good performers in here. Nicole Parker, Michael McDonald as the conservative the conservative parents of Anne. But here's one of the things I didn't like in the play. Anne doesn't know that she's engaged to, she knows that she's engaged to Jean-Michel, but not that his parents are two men. And to me, if you're engaged to somebody, you're going to tell them that your parents are gay, and that, I mean, it's part of who he is. It's part of who they are. And she's engaged to him, and he didn't tell her. Now, in the Birdcage, what I like that they fixed in that is that the girl is in on it with the son, and they're just trying to pull one over on the conservative father, and of course his wife. But, that's just some of my issues with La Cage. It's not just necessarily this production, but I was not a fan of this production. But Cheyenne Jackson is so good in it that if you want to go see La Cage and see Cheyenne Jackson in excellent singing voice and looking very good, then you should go to the Pasadena Playhouse. It's still playing through December 15th, I believe. Check local listing.